Taking to the air allowed certain animals to become some of the most successful groups of all time, reaching new heights both literally and figuratively to escape predators and find new food. But despite the many advantages of flying, one group of birds decided to take another route. And from shadows, striding through dark forests, to the fastest thing on two legs, they're some of the most amazing animals on planet Earth. My name is Hayden, and today in the Wanderer's Expanse, we're taking a trip to meet the ratites. The birds that... From the Sahara Desert to the dense forests of New Guinea, ratites can be found in many different habitats and niches. They're the group of large, flightless birds that includes ostriches and emus. Ratites are part of a group of birds called the paleognats, the only other member of which is the small tinamou of South America. Meaning there's all of the thousands upon thousands of bird species on planet Earth, and then these guys. But why exactly are they flightless? Do they have a fear of heights? Did they hear the story of Icarus and just say, "F that"? Well, yes, but why biologically? Most birds have something called a keel on the front of their breastbone, which serves to anchor the powerful muscles needed for flying. Ratites, however, don't have this keel, or even the right feathers for flying. Their feathers lack the barbules that hold flight feathers together, meaning they end up being quite fluffy instead. The ancestor of ratites was actually volant, meaning flying, but many of its descendants independently lost the ability. But who needs to fly when you're 9 feet tall anyway? Seriously, that's 1 foot shorter than a basketball hoop. Huh. Ratite Basketball League. Gotta save that one for later. Flying is really good for escaping predators, reaching new foods, and migrating. It's a huge evolutionary advantage for those that have it. The only flying mammal, the bats, make up roughly 20% of all mammal species and live in almost every habitat on Earth, besides some deserts and the poles. 66 million years ago, the ancestor of paleognats was also a flying bird, but with the extinction of the dinosaurs, it had a new idea. I wanna be large. And large they became. While not the 9-foot-tall ostriches, other species can measure up to 2 meters tall and 50 kilograms or more, which is still a pretty big bird. Ha! Many other kinds of flightless birds will go on to evolve after the dinosaurs died off, but they would go on to be outcompeted or hunted by mammals, leaving only a few species of ratites left today. Today, 5 types of ratites live in different environments across the southern hemisphere. Weighing in at 200 to 300 pounds, it's the largest bird in the world. From the savanna and shrublands of Africa, it's the ostrich. From the forests and desert shrublands of the land down under, it beat the Australians in an actual military war. It's the emu. From the grasslands of South America, with a radius of 475 miles, they're roughly 44% the size of the moon, it's the rhea! Wait. Whoops, wrong rhea. I'm pretty sure this one doesn't lay eggs. At least I hope it doesn't. Hide yo figs and hide yo limes, the frugivore from the rainforests of New Guinea. It's the cassowary! And finally, from the underbrush of New Zealand, with a scream from the depths of hell itself, it's the elusive kiwi! Oh. Okay, guess we're still looking for one of those. But, I'm sure we'll find one soon. But in the meantime, let's take a look at how a flying bird evolves into the best two-legged runners in the animal kingdom. Man, I haven't been back here since the ostrich incident. I mean, surely the ostriches have forgiven me by now, right? Of course not. One way many ratites survive is by living together in large groups, which can number anywhere from a handful to over 100 individuals, depending on the species. After all, with more eyes on the horizon, you don't have to spend as much time looking out for yourself. And those are some big eyes. In fact, ostriches have the largest eyes of any bird. They say the eyes are like the window to the soul. But for an ostrich, it's more like a set of open barn doors. Well, that would be if ostriches had a soul, which, as we all know, they do not. Ow! Just kidding. But when it comes time for fight or flight, ratites are actually surprisingly good at both. Which is surprising, because, you know, flightless bird. Strong legs and impressive claws mean that a kick from a ratite can do serious damage, especially if you're facing a cassowary. These birds have 5-inch long claws on each of their feet that would make a velociraptor blush, despite not really having any natural predators when fully grown. Probably because of the giant murder claws. Those powerful leg muscles also make ratites fantastic runners. But to explain why this is actually quite surprising, we need to explain a little biomechanics first. Ratites don't run like a human, and despite their similarities with their prehistoric cousins, they really don't run like a dinosaur either. When running, both humans and dinosaurs have a wide range of motion on the upper portion of their leg, which helps generate the long strides needed to run fast. But modern birds can't move their femur like this. Without long tails, their center of mass is farther forward, meaning pretty much every bird has a permanently crouched posture. This is fine if you're flying most of the time anyway, but if you're running away from a cheetah, I'm not sure this is going to work. To fix this, ratites and other flightless birds have basically re-engineered the leg to where it's the knee that provides most of the movement. Combined with long, slender legs and tendons that act like rubber bands to pull the leg back, ratites are some of the most efficient runners in the animal kingdom. At nearly 43 miles per hour, ostriches claim the title of fastest thing on 2 legs, while also being roughly twice as efficient as a human. Oh yeah? Well, do they have opposable thumbs? Can they play the piano? I didn't think so! I stand corrected. But all this information on ratites should come with an asterisk, because among ratites, there is one that is the exception. Allow me to introduce the bird that would rather be a mammal, the kiwi. One sec. What is this? No, I know it's a kiwi, but we need a real one for the show. No, it's fine. I'll just go find one. I'm taking this with me for a snack. With the largest weighing in at only 4 kilograms, kiwis are the exception to the large ratites. But they're not just the exception in terms of size. They seem to have more in common with a smaller mammal than a larger ratite. They tend to live in these burrows, which they dig using their short, stout legs and strong, heavy bones, which is not very bird-like. And they even have small, modified feathers on their beaks, which they use like whiskers. Hey, buddy. Here, a pair of kiwis will lay their eggs, which can be up to 20% of the female's body weight, and as large as the egg of an emu or a cassowary, despite a kiwi being a fraction of the size. That's a bit like a human giving birth to a Thanksgiving turkey. Don't really need a graphic for that one, do we? But big eggs do have an advantage. The longer time spent in the egg means that young kiwis and other ratites come out more prepared than other bird chicks, meaning they're precocial. After the eggs are laid, it's primarily dad's job to sit on them, a trait shared among pretty much every other ratite. Congratulations! She has your whiskers? Despite some evolutionary limitations, ratites still manage to find incredible and unique solutions for life on the ground. From the fastest thing on 2 legs, to a bird with whiskers. So, take a page from the ratite's book. Don't be afraid to try something new or crazy, even if you don't think you'll be good at it. Heck, even if you know you'll be bad at it. After all, you have to walk before you can run at 43 miles per hour. If you've watched this far and enjoyed, why not leave a like and subscribe to not miss out on future adventures. Of course, I'm not an expert, but I do my best to make sure everything presented is as factual as possible. Some sources are down below. As always, I've been your Arbiter, and thanks for visiting the Wanderer's Expanse.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.